Welcome to the front, Nico Commandos. I'm Nico the Iron Elf, a war elf forged in the fires of battle. Today we are commanding Armchair General, a series where we dissect war tactics, military equipment, and modern combat developments. Today I'm joined with Yog B. Hello, Yog. How are you?
Everybody, I am here too. I see everybody throwing beans.
Why? I just got here, Mexi. Please.
Throw them beans at him. Throw
It's
the beans at
Jover.
the boy. It's
Uh,
Joe. Throw the
right?
beans at
I
the boy.
was super busy this week, so I didn't get to work on the slides as much as I would have liked to. Ah, my hat! No! Bruh. But we did have quite a few things happen this week that I was able to cover. So, we're going to start with thank you for 500. The new Vegas streams, we're going to continue I think it was Sunday. So look forward to that. Thank you for the hat back. But I just wanted to give a big thank you to everyone for stopping by and following and all your support. I appreciate it lots.
I thank
And I hope,
everybody as well. It's really nice that I'm able to be here and stream with Iron. It's a very fun experience.
yeah. No, the hat's gone again. My lucky hat.
Take the hat. Take the
Yep.
hat. Take the
Oh.
hat.
So the first news is there's supposed to be an Easter ceasefire to just have like a day of peace where everyone can celebrate. And that just straight up wasn't even close to happening. They just kept fighting as usual.
Yeah,
And
no.
both Russia and Ukraine are blaming each other for the ceasefire violations. But there aren't any more of those anymore. I think at this point, there's not even they're not even saying they're going to stop shooting at each other.
It was supposed to be like I think it was supposed to be like a gesture of goodwill, but also like a political thing of, oh, we're offering peace. And then, like, neither side was going to follow through, but it looks
Yeah,
as if, yeah,
in my
it looks
opinion, I
as if,
blame
like,
Russia. Yeah,
it looks as if this was just like a big ploy to try to, it was going to bait Ukraine, but it was also to basically, because Russia was the one to suggest it. So I
uh,
wonder, yeah.
yeah. But we have the Battle of Kursk, which is ongoing. They are not doing so good here. I think their attention was mostly focused in other directions. They want to push into with the local forces. They want to push into Sumy more than they want to recapture Kursk at this point. And on the strategic scale, they're mostly focusing on other regions.
Yeah.
Liboop. Hi Don, welcome,
Yeah.
welcome. How are you?
Welcome in. Yeah, it looks as if the last village, Gornal, is it's over. You know what I mean? Like, it's a
Yeah.
cleanup. Gornal is kind of a hard, like, the last village. As you can see,
Mm-hmm.
there's really nothing there next to it. So I think after Gornal's captured, it's just gonna push more into Sumi just a little
Yeah.
bit before they continue on with what they're doing.
Yeah. And then here a little update from Chessy VR.
Yes, the Western Micro District. I don't know the name of this micro district, but for context, Chavashivar has, for some reason, the city is divided into micro districts, not normal districts.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is there's one more section of Shavish Yar under Ukrainian control. It's the plant. But the moment that plant is captured, the city's pretty much already captured at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. They have been stuck up here for several months. And they're probably going to just fortify and then start pushing out after like a week. Maybe not even that long. But the city has probably been totally destroyed.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Not even anything. Sorry, Shavis Yar. I think
it's it's bleak.
yeah. The thing is, it's like it's the big city outside of Bakhmut, so it was always like a goal, but it just Ukraine was like, well, we better make a last stand here so they don't push forward. So I guess in the end it may have been important, but we have to see what happens after the city falls.
Yeah. Let me bring these as notes. There we go.
He notes.
So The main focus of this week was the Torsk direction. So
Ooh.
most of the units have been fighting here and trying to capture the city because it is a very nice logistical hub for Russia. They are attacking the flanks as well in large number, but we have a better troop disposition here of their units, and most of Ukraine is light infantry, and so is Russia. But Russia has been seeing more success here lately, just because they can file in reinforcements way more, where Ukraine can't replace losses.
Yeah. Also, I think what is it? Ukraine may be at a small disadvantage now since Tursk being mostly recaptured, and Suka Balka. Sorry, I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
pronounce these. Please forgive my horrible Ukrainian. It looks like they're trying to go from the south up, push him out. You know, like instead of just
Mm-hmm.
Torsk sticking out there like a sore thumb,
Yeah,
trying to reinforce it and take like the side little villages so that it's impossible to get it back.
yeah. But here we have two settlements that I think were local recaptures. Um,
No, these are new captures. So
oh, okay.
these were never under control beforehand. It's Terskova and
Uh,
Sukabalka. Please God help me with these names.
okay, yep. So
Uh
these were captured by Russia, and they're moving forward from the south.
yes. And I think they're probably going to be pushing up north. Just you see that highway right there next to the number 2.
Oh, right here.
I think they're just trying to grab these highways because it's empty fields after Tursk.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. The Russian drone campaign continues. I have a chart here of their long range strikes by day, and they're just hammering Ukraine with like 100, like at least 100 strikes almost every day. So
Yeah,
it's
that means
slowed down a
around.
little bit, but I think that's because they hit the drone factory not too long ago, right? I think we covered that last week.
Yeah, well, it was a missile storage facility was hit,
Ah,
but
okay.
I think as you can see right here, it is mostly drones rather than missiles because
Hmm.
they have started using more. They started using more cheap jet drones. So if you guys have not heard, there's a new Jaren or Shahid drone being used in Ukraine with a jet engine.
Ah, okay. Yeah. The Ukraine, I think, still has the advantage in drone fighting just because they have better stuff. But
Uh,
Russia just
I
wins with production counts. They have so much more stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like I
Why?
think a commander just
Thank you
recently
for the hydrate.
just I this is hearsay, just hearsay. A
Hmm.
Ukrainian commander said they're starting to lose most of their advantage in FPV drones. Every other drone they don't really like large male drones, they don't have the advantage and
Hmm.
suicide drones. So they're kind of like trying to figure out a good way to bring back the balance.
Ah, okay. Next, this is part of the massive missile strike that you can see on the chart. There's a big increase yesterday. Or this was on the 21st, and then on the 22nd, it spiked up by a whole lot. And this is part of that attack. So, this was the. Let me see my notes real quick. The 11 Ishkanders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Icecanders missiles. So these are the ballistic missiles. That these are the. Sorry if I'm like sounding a little knackered. I'm trying to get it in my head real fast.
Hmm.
These are the medium range missiles that are usually posted in Kaliningrad, and this is basically for the first time the Ukrainian capital has been hit with 11 in a row.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean that they haven't been hit with multiple drones or missiles. It's more of, yeah, sorry, Mary, I'm reading your thing now. I meant to say that more expensive jet drones. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm reading a comment. But no, this is basically the first time the city's been hit with this many missiles in a row, ballistic ones, and it was bad.
Yeah. Russia violating human rights and committing war crimes. Right? It must be Tuesday. It must be Tuesday.
It
No
must be
shared chat.
Tuesday.
Wait, Yog, are you streaming?
No?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have. He's not
Yeah.
streaming right now, so we can't do the shared chat.
No,
Uh,
I kind of just tag along. I'm trying as a little guy in the corner.
yeah.
I'm his little helper.
Next, the 51st arsenal of Russia's main missile and artillery directorate got hit. I think that was that today or yesterday? Let me double check.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. And there was a single, I think it was a single big explosion, and we don't know the damage, but it contains up to 100,000 tons of munitions. So,
Yeah, it's a
pretty
pretty
big.
big one.
Hopefully, this will slow down the long range strikes that have been attacking the Ukrainian energy infrastructure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mostly because Shaheeds will probably be the replacement for now, but
yeah.
in that time, it's going to take a bit.
Here, France and the UK are not really liking going into Ukraine. So
Yeah, the UK kind of was a little worried about sending in troops to Ukraine, saying it's getting a little risky now, and because
mhm.
there's no security guaranteed for if Western troops would enter into Ukraine, there would be no security guarantee, meaning France and the UK are looking for alternative options
Mhm.
instead of sending troops.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like they're the only other person who could is Germany working with them, and it's like they are the security. What do you mean? I
I
guess
know
they still have huge shortages on armor for at least for the UK. They have like what 20 to 30 tanks now.
yeah, but that
Yeah,
good.
it's not great.
I, Poland wants to
Poland.
send troops. I think Poland would probably be a better partner, but at the same time, it doesn't matter unless there's a security guarantee.
Yeah, they.
Because
It's just that the UK, France, Germany, none of them are willing to actually spend money or any dudes on helping Ukraine out. And USA is kind of leaning away from it too at this point. So Ukraine's in a
yeah,
really, really bad spot.
yeah, I think it's just I think if there's no foreign troop presence, but they get like a security guarantee, they'll take it. You know what I mean? Like they'll go,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, we'll take that."
Next, there has been a little bit of news from the Colombian volunteers to Ukraine. They have anywhere from 100 to 1,000 troops. We're not really sure what. And they get paid a pretty good deal. They get paid 4,000 a month, and if they are eliminated, your family gets 400,000 as compensation.
Is that
Uh,
in pesos or in like
that is
USD?
I changed it to USD equivalent, and I
Oh,
do that with
geez.
most of the money values.
Oh my god, that's a lot of
Right?
money. They
Take
just
that
want to.
deal.
Yeah,
Damn good
I
deal.
take that deal. However, I would like to
Yoink.
point out the Colombian Brigade has the highest foreign casualties out of every.
Oh,
Uh, yes. So right here, Colombian deaths is 185 to 300.
yikes. Okay, because I was reading some interviews from the Ukrainians talking about them. Uh, they were saying they get given the easier tasks, but I'm like, I still see them doing thunder runs. I don't know how,
I don't know. Wait, that's the easier task?
right? Oh, the hat? Oh, I broke
I
the
mean, I'm
hat.
looking
Okay.
right here.
Uh,
The top
let's see.
5 is Colombia, and then the second one is Georgia with 92. Belarus is 70. Oh my God, the U.S. is 70 dead in the Foreign Legion, and then Azerbaijan. So yeah, I guess it's like
Mhm.
I guess you know what? If you want the money, have the money, but don't expect to
Yeah.
be there long.
Yeah. And I was thinking, like, they might get a lot of volunteers because they have conscription for a year, and then after they finish their conscription, they get the option to go fight. And some of them have a lot of combat experience against the cartels in
Yeah.
Colombia.
He looks weird with a hat now. Haha.
No,
I actually
okay,
had that funny.
hat's gone.
I drew you without a hat like this week to celebrate 500 followers, and I was thinking like,
Hmm.
should I draw that? And I was like, ah, everyone takes it off in stream.
True. Easier for head pats. This is a new plane, and I think this is from Yag.
Yes. So Ukraine has began testing its Swedish Saab 34 AEW NC aircraft. Basically, this is a anti-missile. It's basically an early warning radar plane. It's being used to try to hopefully counter missiles. It
Okay.
I think it was introduced, unfortunately, 1 day before the massive April 22nd attack. So it may need some time to get more effective.
Mm-hmm. And then here
But
was the new APC. Oh, are you still talking about the plane?
nope, we're
Oh,
getting on the
okay.
APCs now.
Yeah.
So we got new Ukrainian APCs. It's a mix of a BMP and a T-55.
It it reminds me of the wedge a little bit, you know, the Swedish wedge.
It's
But
a Swedish.
true.
It's a Swedish wedge. I love it. I
Yeah.
think it's basically because they're kind of sick of M113s getting blown up by like pistol fire at this rate.
Hmm?
Because as good as a carrier that is, they probably would prefer to have a tank coverage for their armored personnel carriers. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
reminds me of the Israeli tank. Yes, it is very similar.
Ooh. Yeah. And it's a heavy APC, right? So what makes it heavy?
The fact it has heavier armor and a giant uh it basically has like a giant it has a tank wheel track. Because the tank wheel track makes it heavy. It weighs like let me see. Heavy APCs, I think they weigh let me see. Heavy APCs, they usually maybe a little bit on the heavier end, maybe a couple third 10 let me just double
Okay.
check the tonnage on the Namor. 60 tons. So yeah, these are like
Ooh,
60 tons.
that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, they are
Oh,
extremely heavy.
oh, so following the Bradley research that the Russians have done, they've decided to add additional armor on the top of their BMP3s.
Yep. Uh, if anyone's wondering why the BMP3 armor is not really connected that much, you have to remember the BMP3 is an amphibious tank as well. It's designed to go through like river crossings and lakes and small swamp areas. So it's kind of a multi-purpose one, whereas the Bradley is sort of like a small tank.
Ah, okay. You're
Yeah.
curious why Israel won't help their fellow Jewish leader? I think it's because they actually get along pretty well with Russia. Like, they still buy a lot of Russian military stuff. I can't remember off the
Also,
top of my head what it is specifically, though.
it's mostly electronics they trade in between. I do want to
Hmm.
point out in Israel, there is a large Russian population as well as Ukrainian, and they are very influential in the Israeli elections. And so no one really wants to stir the pots with that big voting
Hmm.
bloc. So Israel would
Okay.
rather stay. They'd rather not get involved. You know what I mean?
Ah, yeah.
They'll
They
give a
have
few
their hands
drones
full
here
as
and
it
there.
is.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's better. You know,
I did not know that. Fucking Russians. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I was gonna say like, hey, I was gonna say like my I know a lot of Jewish Russians over here. I was like, oh okay.
Oh, yeah. So Greece's aid has arrived. They've gotten some
Yes.
nice howitzers, but these are
Yep.
pretty old, so I mean, It's something.
Yeah, these are the World War II ones. These are the ones that these were produced between 1939 and 1941, and Greece sort of was like, "Hey, do you want artillery?" And Ukraine's like, "Yeah, I'd love to get some modern artillery." They're like, "Modern's the key word here."
Yeah. We didn't say modern. Nobody said modern.
It's like technically it's modern. It's more
Mhm.
closely related to like a, you know,
Yep.
squirrel.
I've seen
But
the Ukrainians using Maxims though, so they're using whatever they can find.
it's not a good sign, unfortunately, being
Yeah.
given World War II equipment.
Also in artillery news, Denmark is sending $30.5 million in military aid, and they're sending money to Ukraine, and Ukraine's gonna buy shells from Estonia to get that. So
Well,
Estonia is gonna have a little bit of money after this.
I was gonna say, like, wait, why didn't Denmark just give them the shells directly? And I thought, like, okay, probably just
Yeah.
probably just putting stuff back and forth. I just love the idea of like, why not just give it directly? It's like, no, we have to produce it first, and then we can give it to you.
Yeah.
I don't think Denmark produces any of its own artillery anymore, anyways.
Oh, okay. That
That's
seems
probably
like a
why.
weakness, but hey, they're in NATO, right? So they're good.
Yeah, but you got to remember, a lot of countries don't really have a lot of heavy arms industry. Arms industry is a very expensive and complicated system to have. So
Hmm.
to see, like, even to have a little bit is kind of hard.
Crazy how much old stuff from both the US and Russian still have in storage, right? I think we still have a bunch of M48s in storage. I think somewhere. They're just kind of not touching them 'cause
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
we have a bunch of M48s and M113s. We give them out sometimes. The M113 armored personnel carriers get sent out to police stations.
yeah. I remember some sheriff in Arizona got a self-propelled artillery gun. I don't know why.
Uh,
I don't know why he got a self-propelled
I
artillery
love
gun.
it. I love it. Why? Like you're like, why would you ever need it? It's like, no, I need it. I need it.
Yeah, like he
I
spray painted
need
"War
to.
on Drugs" on the side, and it was like, okay. And then the little barrel had a flame on it. And like, okay,
I love it. It's awesome. Every sheriff should have enough artillery
right? Just in case.
Yoink.
just
Oh,
in case.
thank you for the hat back,
So
Sammy.
yeah, he's back. So would you like me to cover this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, two Sukhoi 34s strike vehicles were delivered to the Russian Air Forces. The only this is normally just like, very normal.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would like to point out apparently an official statement by UAC pointed out that this is their most requested aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
Not Su-57s, not Su-35s, or even Su-30s. These are the most requested aircraft because they drop the FAB bombs
Sammy, thank you
all
for the
along the
head
border.
pats.
They've Apparently
I think I
production is
broke
up
the
to like they started
redeems, so I'll have to
producing up to
fix that
20 a
later.
year now, and they're trying to get up to 30 to 40 a year.
Ah, yeah. I'm surprised they're able to still like they figured out a lot of the problems with the sanctions. They're starting to get them fixed. But
It's I have it later on production
Mhm.
numbers. We can go through that later. But like they
Okay.
did release a bunch of production numbers and we could see that.
Ooh.
Yoink.
No,
So
my
this
hat.
right here the hat has been taken again.
Oh no. All right. So the newer
I
models
did want to point.
have ECM pods. Ooh.
Yes. Right there, electronic warfare pods. Basically, these are set up to be early warning radar, which we talked me and him were
Mm-hmm.
talking about it earlier, and
Yeah.
anti-drone defense.
Ooh. I can't wait till these are like the lasers. They're gonna shoot lasers at drones and missiles. That's coming
I,
soon, guys. I
it,
bet it's like less than 5 years out.
it's probably is. I know they're putting it on MQ-9 Reapers,
Yeah.
but it is pretty expensive though to get the technology that small. So that right now, this is just basically on the plane is a giant microwave that burns drones trying to hit it.
Yeah. Here. Oh, wait, this is the production numbers you were talking about.
Yep. So Russian production numbers were revealed this year for 400 armored vehicles in total, including APCs and tanks, and
Hmm.
180 combat aircraft. This does not include overseas orders and is only for the military.
Okay, so the combat aircraft is great, like for Russia. It's great for Russia, just the number of aircraft that they're putting out. But the armored vehicles is absolutely not sustainable. They lose like at least like 10 a day, right? But maybe more.
Depending on intensity in front, yes, but these are like newer model stuff, so it's sort of like I
Mm,
think what we're seeing being lost now is stuff from storage being just blown up.
yeah,
So this is like their BMP 3s and 4s and T-72s and T-90s.
yeah. All right.
Combat aircraft's pretty like I was surprised because I
Mm-hmm.
checked the numbers and I checked like post. But I did go through, by the way, like a crazy person. I went through like all the photos of deliveries and added it up. I got yeah,
Ooh.
this is a correct number.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. And
Uh,
then this, true or not, you saw an article saying the Russians you started using captured Bradley. I think, yeah, because they finished their study. They might be letting the units keep it.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. I mean, they know what they can do with it.
Yeah. So this is a new thing that I want to talk about. It's super complicated, but we might talk about it more in a future Armchair General. But Palantir has released a Titan project, which is their tactical intelligence targeting node. So that's a ground intelligence system that they're making, and it's going to have AI and machine learning so that they can do long range targeting, and it's going to have like integration with all sorts of systems like satellites, drones. It's going to be super cool. Thank you for the follow, CTG Zealot. Welcome to the stream. So, and the contract
Welcome.
is currently to
Hello.
make 10 of them.
Ooh.
What do you think of Palantir, Yog? I know you just learned about it just prior to stream, but did you get the chance to look at that video
I
where it
think the
had all the AI
technology is
stuff?
yeah. Yeah, I think the technology is interesting. I just AI like here's the thing. I understand AI is sort of like a buzzword now when it comes
Hmm.
to technology because it's like, oh, this is ran by AI, and it's sort of like a lot of stuff was always ran by artificial intelligence, but I think it's an okay idea. I just don't know how strong it could be in practice if there's ever an interruption because electronic
Hmm.
warfare is getting stronger and stronger every day.
Yeah. I think the
That's
best
my only
way
concern.
I can put it for people who don't really know too much about the AI stuff, for what I've seen from Palantir, is it kind of gamifies the warfare stuff. Where in, say, an RTS, you select a unit and you right click and tell him to go there and he starts going. In real life, there's actually, it'll take him like 10 minutes before he starts going, before he even gets the order to go. And then you're getting information that may be an hour or two old from that unit. And the AI speeds up processes that take like 10 minutes to 30 minutes, and it's almost near instant with that info.
Ooh.
Yeah, does that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I get exactly what you're talking about. I just hope it's foolproof. It's got to
Yeah.
be idiot proof.
Yeah, I think in the demo they had a thing where it was like uh they told a unit to go somewhere in the demo, and the AI looked at the terrain and plotted a map for the unit to go to.
That's pretty neat.
Right?
Yeah.
And then next we have our weekly game.
Everybody, clap your hands. Are you ready? So, kids, we're going to play a game. Was
Was
an MQ9
NMQ9 shot down this week?
shut down this week?
Ba-da,
Tell,
ba-da,
let them
ba-da.
know. Yes.
Yes!
Oh
Let's
God,
go!
yes. It was
And
2 this week.
yeah, not one,
2.
but two of them. What were they valued at? I think it was $37 million each.
$33 million
Yeah.
per each MQ-9 Reaper.
Ah,
But how, you may ask, how could Yemeni shoot down a drone like this? Well, chat, we have a great adventure for you because we actually figured out how. Sort of. Other countries did, but then we borrowed
yeah, we just yoinked their data. So now we're gonna look
it.
at their air defense network.
Yes,
Here,
and so the first thing we have here is a air defense system launcher.
yep.
So, these
So
makeshift air defense units rely on quick tactical shoot and scoot operations, setting up radars and optics within minutes, locating all the targets, firing, and relocating.
and then the next system is their radar systems.
Ooh,
So they
you should do the
have
honors.
a mix of Soviet, Iranian, Chinese, and a few Swiss systems that do their basic early warning and tracking for it. So they
Hmm.
have a big mash of radars, which would probably be difficult to maintain, but it also might cover for each other's weaknesses.
Yep,
Yeah. And then this one, they
and
used the Sadiq system to track distances up to 90 kilometers, 35,000 feet, and most of our stuff, most planes fly around these altitudes within it.
however, the flight ceiling for an MQ-9 Reaper is 30,000,
Yeah, so they
so
can't
well within
avoid the
range.
tracking.
Nope.
Mm-hmm. And the Iranian missiles definitely have the range to hit them at that height. So they can find them and shoot them down anytime they get too close.
Uh-huh. And here's a photo of a supposedly domestically produced missile,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just an Iranian one.
Yep. And they have also weaponized R-27s so they can launch off of the trucks.
Yes, so tell you how crazy this is, guys, that's a MiG-29 missile for a jet fighter that they've hooked up to a truck and attached a generator from another truck to launch at jet fighters in the air.
Mm.
It is
Uh,
insane, and I
And
love it. I love how stupid it is.
I know we have a new technical. We have a new technical type chat. Let's go.
Advanced air defense, but with
Right.
I just
Oh,
can't believe it. Like jury rigging a R-27 to a truck.
right? Oh, and bad news for USA. They did capture a GBU 53.
Yep, one of our most advanced missiles. So this is launched from a F-18 fighter jet, and it's a dud. Unfortunately, this one did not explode on the way down. And what happened was a bunch of Houthi fighters were able to capture it. These are the photos of it. The reason why this is very important is because we do not like when our technology gets in the hands of our
Yep.
enemies because
Yeah. Give us back
it
our
could
missile that we tried to kill you with. Give it back.
please, it cost us money. This actually cost $200,000.
Jeez.
Yep.
CENTCOM
So here's just
continues to be fuck ups, I guess.
yeah, and here's
Yeah.
just some photos of some people capturing it. That's the tail. This is the main missile, and I tried to scan the QR code here, and it did not work.
Ah, okay. Isn't this a bomb? Yes, this is a bomb.
Yes, it is a strategic bomb. It's basically a smart bomb. As you can see, it has wings on it, gilded wings.
Yeah. So you can see better in this picture. It has like those glide wings.
Hmm.
Uh, Here, a Chinese J-36 has a little model of it, and they're thinking it's a twin seat plane.
Yep,
Just a
similar
neat
to the
little,
Su-34.
Yeah, just the neat little things because there's not a lot of info coming out from China on these airframes.
We see a lot of videos of them flying around, but we do not
Hmm.
see anything like that.
Yeah. Next, we have the MQ-25 Stingray carrier.
Hmm.
So this will be for the Navy. Hopefully, they keep it out of CENTCOM's hands because they will just yeet it into the Yemenis dirt. And
It's funny. Hey, come on.
and,
They're trying
and
their
they're doing their best. Oh no!
they're doing their
And they're
best.
making it for the U.S. Navy this week. Let's
Yes. So the
go.
production actually starts, so we'll finally get to see new airframes being built. This is basically it is not a replacement for jet fighters. It's
Hmm.
just a companion, as the next
Yeah,
thing we'll go over.
little AI buddy or drone buddy. It's
Little
not
AI
AI,
bud.
not AI, right? Yeah, it's
No.
just a drone. Uh, all right. And the Russians, we spotted their S-70 drone, which is right here. I don't know if chat
Yep.
can see my cursor, but it's right here. The second one down from the top
Yep.
at
Looks
the
like
airbase.
mhm. I was gonna say it looks like a B2, if anyone like a B2 Spirit. It's basically the same thing as the carrier drone. It actually is supposed to be a carrier drone too. It's the same concept. But this was spotted at Aktushbek Air Base, where Su-57s are deployed. So
Mm-hmm.
this is where the more advanced stuff gets deployed.
Yeah. Let it be known, chat. That's why you have hangars. That's why they
Yeah.
put things in hangars, guys.
Well, you can see there are hangars on the other side. I think this is
Hmm.
like getting repairs, like or getting
Ah,
refueled right now.
okay.
Yeah.
Right now, a flashpoint's heating up. Not anything super intense has happened yet, but there was a recent terrorist attack in the disputed territory of Kashmir, and a second incident afterwards where troops fired at each other along the line of control that they were disputing over, but there were no casualties from that second event.
Nope.
Yeah,
Just one constable was captured. If you guys do not know, a
yeah,
constable is a in India they still use colonial terms for
mm,
their police. So it's like a park ranger police officer got captured by the Pakistani army,
yeah,
and the Pakistani army now has an Indian captive POW, and I wonder if
yeah.
that may be a big flashpoint.
Yeah, and that would be a third incident, so it didn't happen at the time when the troops fired at each other.
No, but this is getting. Oh, hello, Askamikaze.
Hi, Kamikaze. Welcome, welcome. We just finished up our stream.
Oh no.
Unfortunate. No. Thanks for
Ah,
stopping by, though.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we'll say hi for like a second. It's hi, I get to see everybody.
Yeah. So I am running late for another collab because I triple booked on accident. That's why I have a manager, guys. You're watching Beep
Uh,
Bop. Oh, okay. All right. But I want to thank everyone for stopping by. It was lots of fun. Thank you, Yag, for helping out with the slides and joining me tonight.
no
And
problem, guys.
I hope everyone has a good weekend.
Yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Sleep well.
Yep. All right. I'll be back in a couple minutes, but for people who are just for Armchair General, bye bye. Good night.
Bye, everybody.